Hi guys, in an effort to improve the sound quality, what I'm doing today is recording the audio with a mic that's attached to my phone. Hopefully it does a better job. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from everyone and constructive criticism as well with regards to what I can do to try and improve my videos. So today I'm using the My Targets app. I will have a review out on the app soon, just to let you guys all know how it works and how it has helped me keep track of everything I do as far as my practice is concerned. And as usual, I've got the camera downrange looking at the target. That'll be in the bottom corner of the screen, showing you where the arrows are hitting. I'm doing a 3-spot round from 18 meters away, and I'm going to be firing 30 arrows, so it's out of 300, as you know by now. One thing that I'm sort of thinking about doing is in the other corner of the screen, doing a screen capture of the app as I put the scores in. Let me know if you think that's something you'd be interested in. So today for the training round, just going to set the app up quickly, and there we go, it's ready to go. So let's get started. Alright, so in a previous video I was talking about how I figured out what I've been doing wrong with my anchor point. I think what it is, as you look at the hand holding the release aid, these two fingers here, I was told at the beginning that they've got to match up with your jawline when you're at anchor point. So what I've been doing is pressing that top finger, my middle finger, into the side of my face, and the bottom one up into the jaw. And I think what that's been doing is moving the back of the bow around a little bit, and that's causing me to shoot to the right. So what I'm doing now is just placing them there instead of pushing them into my jaw, and that seems to have cleared up my left and right issues on the target. Alright, so let's get started. Hopefully I don't get the microphone caught in the bowstring. The other thing that I've done now as well is played around with the weights on the stabilizers a little bit. That whole 1 at the front to 3 at the back thing. I used to have 4 ounces on the front and 8 ounces on the back. Now I have 3 ounces on the front and 9 ounces on the back, to try and get myself a little bit more raising of the pin onto the target. Because usually what happens with me is I'll have the pin in the center of the target, and I'll slowly start dipping out, and then I'll try to bring it back, and then I'll dip, and I'll try to bring it back, and I'll dip. And what happens then is I start to freak out, and as soon as it gets up to the middle of the target again, I'll snap shoot. And that's usually how I get the ones that are way high in the 8s or the 7s on the target face. So hopefully this setup will get me a little bit more settled on the target. We'll just have to keep practicing and see. So, feeling pretty good today. The weather's quite nice, not a breath of wind, which is always helpful. Just going to do this one sort of practice round, and unfortunately then I've got to get ready for work. Stupid work always getting in the way of archery. And just as I say that, the wind comes. Let's go see how those scored. So, 2 really nice shots and 1, let's just call it not so nice shot. First one being an X, second one an X, And the last one, a line cutting 8. It's not great. So I've also had some feedback from people with regards to having music in the background of the videos. The general consensus seems to be it's not a good idea. It does take away from me speaking to you guys, I suppose. The reason I did it in one of the videos though was to cover up a lot of the background noise, because that was a terrible day where the dogs were barking, there were roadworks out here, and there were also tree surgeons busy lopping trees and running them through a mulching machine. So it's kind of like, do you want to listen to dogs barking throughout the video, or do you want to listen to some music while I'm not speaking? I thought the music would do alright, but didn't seem like it, so got to give the people what they want. Bloody wind. I'm not even sure where that one ended up. It sort of went off without me even realizing it, which I guess is the point, but you know, you want to be settled on the X before you do that. I think the hardest part of these videos so far have been learning how to talk to a camera instead of a person. So let's go see how those scored. So it looks like we ended up with an 8. Went in a little bit wrong. There we go. An 8, a X, and a 10. So that first one was just trying way too hard to force the pin to settle on the target. Never a good idea. It's just the type of thing that you've sort of got to work through in your mind when it comes to these sorts of things. So let's go again. That one's nice and centered in the target as far as windage is concerned, but I think it's a little bit high. See if we can bring this next one in a little better. Still a bit of noise around today. I can hear excavators or something with their beeping when they reverse. Be interesting to see what the sound from the recorder sounds like. Compared to the sound out of the camera itself. Let's go see how those scored. So that's a little better. the high one was still a 10, and a 10, and a 10. Go for the next one. So the app that I'm using to score I quite like, because you can sort of keep track of how you're going. It does, you put in where each arrow hit the target, and then afterwards you can look at your average grouping, and you can check out what your first arrow did on each target and your second arrow, and so on and so forth. And as far as the rounds that it has on there that you can choose from when you set up your rounds, you can either do full custom, or you can choose from pretty much every single official round that people shoot in the world. It's a really good app as far as that's concerned. Definitely recommend you to check it out. It's called My Targets. Alright, so pulled my bow hand over a fair bit just then. Looks like it might still be in the 9. Just, yeah, practice. That felt like a good shot. The target that I'm using over there is still that DIY bag target that I did a review on from Archery Supplies. Still going strong. I haven't repacked it yet. It's starting to get to a point now where I'll probably do like a follow-up review just to have a look at how much the target is holding up and what you need to do when you start shooting arrows through it. Those last two seemed like they were good shots. Let's go and have a look. First one is a 9. Second arrow is a 10. And third arrow was a 10 as well. Not too bad, but that 1 point each end will cost me at the end of the round. I haven't caught the microphone in the bowstring yet, so that's a good thing. Really hoping that this helps out with the audio. That's another thing I need to start remembering to do when I've been holding for too long, to actually let down, instead of just in my mind I'm going, you can save it, you can save it, you can save it, and then I end up shooting a 7 or something. So that one wasn't too bad. Maybe a 9, a high 9, only just though. Did you see that flinch? Luckily I caught myself. I probably should have let down and tried again. I think I scored a 9 because of it, but luckily I didn't actually release on the flinch. It's a never-ending battle, isn't it? Let's go see how they scored. This for me is always the best part of the shot, because even with my glasses I can't really see the target from back there as far as exactly where the arrows are. So walking up and having a look, the anticipation is always pretty good. And I don't have a spotting scope or anything like that, so even at practice at the club and at comp days and stuff, I have no idea where my arrow's been. So that's a high 10, same hole as before, another 10 and a 9. To be completely honest, I'm so used to shooting low in the target that I'm actually happier when I'm hitting a high 10, because it means that something's working. So maybe the stabilizer weights, changing at 1:3 ratio is definitely helping. Let me know in the comments what stabilizer weights you run on your bow, like how many ounces on the front, how many ounces on the back, just out of curiosity. So that one looks like a little bit to the right. Managed to actually watch the arrow hit the target through the sight scope, which is always a good thing. Means my front arm didn't drop or anything. There was that flinch again. So really got to try and get it out of my head. Like pin goes in the middle and it's like shoot, shoot, shoot. So I think that's a 9 high right. I think that's a 9 to the left as well. Let's go see how they scored. Alrighty. Oh, not too bad. So the first arrow is touching the line on the 10 there. Second arrow, high 10. Third arrow, slightly to the left of the X, but still a 10. I just realized I didn't start the target camera, so that's kind of sucks. I'll just leave it off for the rest of this practice round, and I'll put the I am screen recording the scoring app, so I guess as far as that's concerned, it's kind of like, well, you could have been, your arrows could have been hitting anywhere, and you're just putting into the scoring app whatever you want. So sorry about that. Just give this wind a bit of a chance to blow through. It's a high 9, or sorry, maybe a 10, but it's high in the 10, or it's just a 9. Kind of hard to remember to do everything because I'm recording the scoring app, I'm recording my voice with my phone, there's the camera in front of me that you guys are behind, and then the camera downrange as well. So maybe I need to write a list and double check everything before I start next time. Go and see how they scored. So hopefully, because I'm actually talking to you guys while I'm walking to the target, that'll salvage what I've been filming here. Alrighty, so that's a 9 and a 10 and a 9. Not great. Now I'm starting to shoot too high. Maybe a couple of clicks on the sight would do the trick. So, as most of you would know by now, it's always follow the arrow. So 2 clicks, see if that brings my arrows down just enough to be hitting the 10, preferably the X, but even 10s are better than 9s. Looks like it's at a better height on the target. Slightly to the right though. Maybe my hand was pushed into my face a bit hard again. That wind blowing the bow around. And then I start going, gotta get it, let down, try again. May have been a little bit high, a little bit to the right. I think it's at least a 9 though. And I am trying to put the arrow on as close as possible to the spot on the scoring app as I can to where it is in the actual target. So you'll just have to take my word for it on this one, but I'll try and remember to get all the cameras and gadgetry sorted out before I start next time. Alright, that last one looked good. Let's go and see how they scored. So those all felt like better shots. First one, good solid 10. Second one, high 9. Third one, 10 down there. The other reason I don't cut out all of the silence in between shoots and whatnot in these videos is because I want it to have a bit of a, I guess, a live video feel. I might do some live videos in the future. At the moment though, the phone that I have, it's not good enough to record live video with. We'll see if I get an upgrade at some stage. I think my camera can do live video to a laptop with a Wi-Fi. I haven't explored all of the tricks and whatnot that camera can do, but I might look into that. So I felt like my pin was low on that shot, but it kind of looks like the arrow's in the middle of the target. If that's the case, maybe I need to do another couple of clicks. I was waving around on that one. Height looks good, but I think it's a 9 to the left of the center. Ooh, 7 to the right. I did something different with my arm then. I don't know why, but I sort of pulled my arm that way and arrow went over to the right. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, so first and second arrow virtually in the same spot. A 10 and a 10. And then that last one is the line cutter just on the edge of the 9 there. So yeah, deviate from your form for 1 second and you definitely pay the price for it, that's for sure. So yeah, definitely not recording. I can't believe I forgot to turn the target cam on. But I'll remember for next time, that's for sure. But yeah, let me know if you like seeing the scoring app in the corner of the screen and whether you prefer one or the other, or if you want both. I suppose I could put the arrows down there like I usually do, and I could put the scoring app up there. So they're behind me. You can still see me shoot. That shot felt nice. I can see the yellow knot glinting in the sunlight, and it looks like it might be a nice X. I think that's a high 10, maybe just a 9 again. Getting used to the little bit, it's only 1 ounce, but it makes a bit of a difference. 1 ounce off the front added to the back, and I've gone from shooting low to shooting high. Really is finicky business, isn't it? I must admit though that my pen is a lot more steady on the target than what it was before. So maybe a little more playing around with the stabilizers is in order. Let's go see how they scored. So that first arrow, perfectly in the center. That's what you want. Second arrow, high 10. Oops. To fix that, it wasn't an X, it was a high 10. And third arrow, way out there, a 9. And that's the end of the round. Oh no, that was the end. So 2 8s, XX 8 8. Yeah. So I ended up with a 289 out of 300 for that round. And now it'll forever be saved in that recording app. Yeah, so nice X. Pity about the the 9 to end. Alright guys, well that's the end of that practice round. I don't know what it is with me and technical difficulties with cameras and equipment, but nearly every single time I've tried to do a video, something's gone wrong. Maybe I'll get it right in the future. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, leave a comment answering any of the questions I had, or if you have any questions of your own. Subscribe to my channel as well if you want to see some more videos in the future, and remember to click on the bell icon so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. I'll try and get out here again tomorrow to do another practice round. I like to practice every single day. I like to score my practice rounds as well so that I can see if I'm improving. Today wasn't an improvement day. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.